Building effectiveness is very unique. Sitting around Will Hobhouse's table has been such a source of enjoyment. Sitting with lots of people with very bright minds, all working in different areas of the charity world, has been really inspiring, and having Dawn and Will with lots of wonderful ideas to help us has really inspired me as a leader, and has really provided lots and lots of reassurance at times when things have been difficult and challenging.
I think there are a number of reasons why individuals and or organisations would want to be on this programme. This is more of a holistic approach to the whole organisation that covers leadership, that covers infrastructure, that obviously looks at governance, and it looks at all of that lot collectively.
If I was to recommend the Building Effectiveness programme to other organisations, I would wholeheartedly do so. I think the skills and the expertise that sit around the table, and the honesty and the camaraderie that you'll get from your colleagues around the table, can really help the organisation grow, be even more successful at what that organisation is there to do, and which ultimately will help the beneficiaries of all the people that we work with.
I was drawn to Building Effectiveness programme because we needed to look at putting together an income generation strategy, and I needed help to do that. And so knowing that we would have independent consultancy support was really quite attractive to me. We also wanted to look at how well we're doing as a charity, what our qualities were, what we were good at and what we weren't so good at, and what we needed to focus on. So that would give me a really good opportunity to do that.
The Building Effectiveness programme has enabled us to really look strategically at our whole direction for play skill. As a result of doing the programme, we completely devised a strategic plan for 5 years. We did this in conjunction with our mentor, Chris Luff, and it has been absolutely fundamental to ensuring our organisation really knows where it's going for this time period ahead.
So what the programme did for us was help us focus attention as a management board, the trustees being involved in the decision-making process and in the formulation of a strategy. Our business plan was also forward-looking, so our business plan was 3, 5 and 10 years, which did mean that we needed to look at that question of succession planning, and none of those things were really on our horizon until we started the programme. So some soul searching, a few hearts of hearts, some tough conversations, and I think we've come out of it the other end very much stronger.
Building Effectiveness has really strengthened the leadership of our organisation, really benefited from the mentoring and working alongside other CEOs in similar positions. I've got training, which has been really, really helpful, but also peer mentoring and ideas and peer support, which I felt was really, really needed. It can be a very lonely position as a CEO.
When I looked at the programme itself, I saw it as an opportunity for me in particular to learn some skills, for me to have an insight into my shortcomings to a large extent, and hopefully use that to further develop the organisation, for us to consolidate where we're doing well, for us to make changes where we needed to. And I think that this programme has confirmed that we were doing well, but there were areas we needed to work in, and they were primarily to do with my leadership style, and I think predominantly in the way that I had owned everything, and so found it difficult to delegate and relax, giving other people responsibility. So we've learnt a lot over the last year. We've built a management team around me, and people now have key areas of their own responsibility, which is not where we were 18 months ago.
The key challenges for groundwork before this programme were to develop our premises, but also to look at our long-term structure and succession planning. But really, as the Building Effectiveness programme went on, it started to really help me personally in my development in my role. I had taken on a team of new people, and it was growing, and the Building Effectiveness programme really helped me use the theory and the workshops and the discussions that we had to put them into practice and help be successful in the role that I'm in.
I think the long-term impact for me and the organisation was understanding that sometimes you can't do everything yourself, and knowing that we needed to look at our long-term strategy as an organisation. I got help in to help me do that, so we got some consultancy, very much the same model as Building Effectiveness, to help us to do it, because other people are the experts. And you can really use their expertise to help you to drive that element that you're looking for.
So one of the things that Building Effectiveness helped me with on a personal level was the conversations that were had around the table were honest, and we've kept that level of confidentiality, but that honesty that was around the table really helped to get to the core of the issues that we were all facing and really move forwards.
I would wholeheartedly recommend the Building Effectiveness programme to other organisations. I have loved the process. I felt it has been so useful for us, and I felt I've learnt so much through the mentoring as well, and the discussions with Chris Luff, who's been our mentor. I think that it's a wonderful way of developing the organisation and growing some legs on it actually for the long term. That's certainly what it's done for us. I think it's also a really good way of looking at dynamics which sometimes you just don't have time to examine without taking time aside, but doing it with some really gifted people with acumen in the business world, which again is often quite hard to find when you're in the charity sector. So I recommend it wholeheartedly. It's worth all the effort and time, and you come out the other side thinking, I am so glad I made the decision to go on that.